CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's go together. Let's go together. It's a unity. It's a CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's work together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Okay, the pleasant good day and good afternoon, um, good evening. It is a pleasant time for us to be back here on your platform, and it is a great pleasure for us to be here this evening. Let's hope tonight will be to get this platform going. The last few hoping tonight we will not hope that tonight will be much better. We because of the team members. And so we can get on talking this internet connection situation. But we'll definitely make the way on. But again, the it's becoming difficult and get them game. But let's hope the rest.
Okay, so good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wheresoever you are this hour, following the following the political launch, or if you will, inside Liberia. On it's good to be here. It's good to be here to talk about the CMC across the continent, where we are going to be cataloging, and discussing inside CMC with all our panelists tonight. It's good to be here. Wheresoever you are joining us from, we want to say, share the live. It's good to have you there. And it's because of you that we are always here. So I don't know. And so if you are there, just let us know, so we can start the conversation. But it's good to be here. Wheresoever you are joining, it's good to be here. Let's get you bringing in your comments in the comment section, and we're going to read the comment out tonight, and after which we will have all the panelists along with us here tonight. So again, my name is Winston Cobalt. I am the chair for CMC East Africa chapter. It's good to be here. Dr. Richardson, you keep going off, coming in. I don't know what's going on, but how you doing?
I'm doing well, Winston. It's awesome to see you. I'm actually not scheduled to be here as according to the schedule that we have, but hey, I'm chairing the global chair, so I have to put myself wherever I'm called.
Yeah, sure, it's good. It's good. It's good to have you here also to fill the gap for all the panelists. I think Mr. Toby is having internet problem. I think he's going to join us very soon. But I don't know if are we also on the radio?
Excuse me. Yes, I think we are. We are on Truth FM and its affiliates, and so we are basically in Banga and Nimba. So I just want to, yeah, respond to you in that way, and also to welcome all of those listeners, and also those who are on social media viewing the show. Want to take this time to welcome you. Welcome to Political Insight, the CMC show. Today we'll be talking about different things that are so important, different developmental issues that are very important to the CMC, and things that are issues that are concerning Liberia. Um, Winston, I hope you kind of brush up, but I'm willing to discuss those issues as well. Um, so I was hoping that Mr. Toby was here to be able to give us a rundown of some of the CMC issues. And Mr. Toby, if you can call him by phone, and Ansu and Henry, if you're in studio, you can just allow Mr. Toby to also be come to us by way of phone. That would be helpful, and he can explain to the Liberian people what is going on with the CMC. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mr. Winston Cooper. If you heard anything, maybe you can tell us how is the state of the CMC in Rwanda, or anything else you want to talk about. But I thank you. I see that you also sharing the show as I'm
Mhm.
speaking. You are doing that, so thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Do it.
Oh, I see Mr. Maxwell is back. I hope his internet will give him the opportunity to speak. Mr. Maxwell, it's good to see you. I hope your internet will give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on in CMC world. Uh, so, want to just turn it back over to you. Can you hear us? I don't think Mr. Maxwell can hear us. I think Mr. Maxwell Toby is. But Winston, one of the biggest thing, and we can just kind of talk about this. I heard today, and I heard other people are talking about it. It seemed to be, trending on social media right now is the addition of Mr. Jacob Jala to the team. A lot of
Yeah.
people were, discussing his movement to CMC. I wanted to know your thoughts about it before and then of course there's other trending issues. Mr. Maxwell, can you hear us now? We'll let you go ahead and speak about that because you're on the
Yeah,
ground.
yes, yeah, thank you, Dad. I know that the service provider on the network we are using seem to be having some problem. They've sent notice to the subscribers. I'm sure that is why we've been having in the last few days the internet glitch that have bothered our presentation here. But it's good that we can keep trying until the providers
Yeah, I think Mr. Tobe is still having the internet issues, but that I think this internet fluctuation this few days is across the African continent because even from where I sit,
Mhm.
the internet is not that strong there. But Mr. Tobe, are you back now?
Yes, like I said, we will keep struggling with the provider because it's like there's a serious problem with the connection, not just in Liberia, like you rightly said. And so we
Mr. Tumi has such vital information for us. So I don't know how to do this, Mr. Tumi, because you just keep on coming in and out.
Yeah.
Um, and you have such vital information for us. I was wondering if you could call by phone to the studio and let them put you on by phone. It's something we'll have to explore during this challenging time. And but if you're watching, this should be a motivation for us to want to fix our country because how is it possible that day in, day out, many in developed countries can come and utilize the internet and without these glitches that we're seeing, our counterpart like Mr. Cooper and Mr. Toby uh, continue to experience. So, for me, as frustrating as it is, it tells me that this is something that needs to be addressed because this is the age where we are in right now. We're in the internet age, as you probably know. Everything we do, I mean, I'm sitting here working, and I'm using the internet, and I'm actually reading multiple websites and multiple sites relating to work. But and if you can't do that, how are we expecting our African country to progress, our country Liberia to progress, if we cannot have a befitting internet service? So I wanted to, turn it back over to you, and so you can share your thoughts.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Again, it's good to be here tonight. So I think the issue about the internet fluctuation is across the African continent, but then I think other African countries are far better they are in other better position. There are other alternative, to use to get quality internet service while we still have other African countries. Like where I sit, even though there's a fluctuation, but then there's a little service that we can use here to get internet and all of that. So I think it's a good time, and it's a good time that CMC is always in the midst of the Liberian people, and we are calling on the Liberian people to join this movement so we can be able to provide this kind of opportunity for Liberia. Because I think there should be an alternative means in which people can still get access to internet, because we live in a 21st century now where there should be affordable internet services. There should be quality and well structured internet system where people can use it, or alternative that people can use in case there are some unforeseen circumstances. But then I think it's a sad time for our country. This is why we are calling everyone to join their hands together let us move our country forward. There are better things we can do. There are much development, there are much engagement, there are far better things that we can do to bring our country to compete with other African countries than what they are doing in other countries. So I think with CMC and with the help of Liberian people, with the connections and the togetherness that we all can build around this party and the political leader of the CMC, we can be able to move Liberia somewhere. But there are a few other training issues from Liberia while we still await Mr. Toby, and especially like you raised.
My son, he's gonna talk to us by way of phone. I have him on the phone here, so I'm just gonna let him speak during the speaker. And Mr. Toby, I'm gonna just let you speak to the Liberian people by way of the phone, and you can just update. Oh, he's connecting Israel. Did you hear me, Mr. Toby? I'm gonna put you on speaker so you can speak to Liberian people about what's going on in CMC world, and then we'll discuss after you've done. Okay, I'm gonna put you on now. So here you go. Mr. Toby?
Thank you. Yes,
Go
I'm
ahead.
okay. Are you getting me from this point?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope, and audience, if you're out there, you can hear Mr. Toby. Can you just give us a hands, thumbs up?
I think he's good. He's good from my end.
Okay, so you can go ahead, Mr. Toby.
All right, thank you. Thank you again. I will.
Mr. Toby, I think it looks like you keep on getting in and out. Mr. Toby, calling you is not working either because you keep on reconnecting. It says reconnecting. Yeah, we still couldn't hear you. It says reconnecting.
Okay, Dad, let me adjust. I'll call you and let me see how I can connect to another network.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Toby said he's gonna adjust and try to call us from another network, but here we are. So we can begin the conversation. Again, if you are not motivated to become a part of CMC to champion change in your country based on, you can see we're having some network challenges. This is why we're here. We want to bring our country to this century's model of working, be it using the internet or educating our children and the future generation about using the internet. And this is what makes us different from other political parties. Other parties would like to do the same old thing over and over and over and over again because that's what they know. That is the format that has been created for Liberia. Give us a budget, a budget that it does not work for the people, maybe work for the people, the government, a budget that continues to have recurring expenses for payment for people who are in civil service, a budget that continues to work for the presidential services, the Speaker of the House services, okay, and nothing in there for the people. And this has been done time after time after time. That is the way that people in politics or people in government know what to do. But the CMC, this is what makes a difference because we are in the interest of the people. We want to make our system of governance, okay, work for the people. We want to go to you and build bridges and want to build roads, want to provide lights to you. And so, because we are tired of seeing our country look like a big village. So, if you are not motivated by experiencing what is happening, the technicality that we are experiencing right now, Mr. Toby is actually calling me right now. So, go ahead, Winston. Let me just answer him and see what's going on. So, let me turn it over.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you. And I just love the way you laid the basis about, the effort of every one of us in Liberia, regardless of our location, the effort to move our country forward. I think Mr. Tobe is in now.
Yeah, I think he's here by way of phone. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Tobe.
Okay, Dad. So again, I hope this service will be much better. Let me say good day to you and good day to Winston. Sorry that we're having some problem with the connection through the auto service we've been using. I hope this one can serve us better. Just to bring you up to speed from where we are with the CMC. First of all, today being a rather sad day for us.
Yes.
We lost one of our foot soldiers in Tottenham, Bombing County. We all woke up this morning to the news of the death of the Secretary General of our chapter there in Tottenham, Bombing County, a very young, energetic young man with so much potential. Again, the party is in touch with the family. And of course, we are making sure that we continue to keep in touch during these difficult times. It's a sad time for us as a political institution. But again, life comes, and of course, there's time for everything. We want to extend our sincere sympathy to the bereaved family as we are in touch with them, mourning, and of course, trying to provide some level of counsel to the family. So that was the start of our day on today. And closing up the day, you've been reading on our social media handle the inclusion of Mr. Jacob Jala to the CMC party. He's going to be a part of a very strategic bureau within the CMC. We are concerned about statistics and, of course, research, and he's going to be helping us. Jacob comes with a lot of potential in research base, and we need to know as a political party where we sit in strengthening our position in the political space of our country. And so we are happy to have Jacob Jala announced today. We should have announced Jacob since Monday, but again, due to some of the tight schedule of our political leader, we could not unveil Jacob until today, when the political leader formally met, and of course the executive committee, and of course Mr. Jacob Jalana is a part of our CMC family. He's going to be handling more issue relating to research, and of course making sure that our strategy are properly monitored. And like I said in the text to you, he's going to be joining us on this platform as of December, adding some more taste to his work and bringing a lot of vibe, to the CMC discussion. So we are happy to have him in our midst. It was a very good addition to the team. And I'm sure with his experience, he's going to bring a lot more to us, including the likes of Menipake Dumori and others. So we are forming a very useful team with vibrant people. So as a family, we can continue to inform our people in the country as to the workings of the citizens' movement for change. I know that the political leader has been engaged, and his engagement continuing. There's a lot coming up within the CMC operation in the next few weeks, taking us to the end of the year. There's a lot on the plate of our political leader. Some we would keep to our chest and would diverge them at the appropriate time. But it's good to let you know that our political leader engagement continued. He's been holding series of meetings with other stake actors in our body politics. People that are engaging his service and wanting to know more about the CMC. There seem to be a lot of closed door conversation taking place at the most appropriate time. Those engagements with our political leader will be made known to the public. But from all indication, we are becoming very vibrant in the political space. The ruling establishment will have us to contend with in terms of the things we are opting to do in this country. And so as we unveil them in the coming weeks, in the months ahead of us, is going to put us in a very comfortable space. So we are happy that the party remains very vibrant. There are plans on the way for several activities across Liberia in the coming days. There are activities for Bombing County with Honorable Sando Dazo Johnson. We are in the conclusion stages of those activities, taking us to the south, to the western cluster of the country. There are plans. We're hearing a lot more of complaints coming in from the southeastern part of the country. People are voluntarily coming in daily at the party headquarters. I can safely announce to you that as of yesterday, we received a message from a team of health workers who have organized to be a part of our outreach in the health sector. They've opted to help us reach out to health facilities across the country in making sure that we can provide health services to the people across the length and breadth of Liberia. There's a whole group of health workers coming in from the government-run institutions and other private institutions. They form their own team, and I'm sure it is a good news for us. We're going to use their expertise to make sure the outreach from our health sector can be utilized through the citizens' movement for change. So we are very happy in making these engagements. The political leader looks very upbeat about activities of the CMC, and we are happy to announce that we are making a lot more of progress, and there's a lot in terms of reaching out. Today, the party chairman, Mr. James Yogi, had another visit to Mangibi County as part of the party's engagement, keeping Mangibi on the radar. You might be aware the party is opting to make Mangibi her political home, so there's a lot of engagement going on in Mangibi County, and it's all in the interest of strengthening the workings of the CMC and creating more corridor in making sure that Mangibi keep on the radar of the CMC in terms of keeping it as a political stronghold of the CMC. So I just thought to bring all of you up to speed of where we sit with the activities of the party moving forward.
So much. I was hoping that you could use whatever network that you're on to come on, but of course we're very appreciative that you're able to use your phone to be able to provide us with this update. So I know you're going to keep trying. Maybe you'll come on by phone, but it was great hearing the updates relating to CMC. So I'm going to just say goodbye to you for now, and hopefully I will see you on the show as me and Mr. Winston Cooper continues.
If it is possible, I can keep on the line and follow the conversation. I can make my point.
Sure.
And move into the show. So just so that we can have a perfect collaboration, whether I'm on visually or I can make my contribution just from where I sit.
Yes.
So you
just make sure that you speak louder so that the audience can hear you.
You can keep me on. I'm going to be following you and Winston. When the service at the other end gets better, I will join on. But just to make sure that we can keep making our contribution to whatever that is being discussed, I'll be on the other side monitoring you, and I can make my point once it is needed.
Definitely, I appreciate that, Winston. And if you are listening to us, our audience, just put a thumbs up because I've moved the phone. I was holding it closer and you were speaking, but I kind of just have it sitting a little bit, not to disturb my keyboard and the mouse a little bit. So I hope that you can continue to hear Mr. Toby. And if you cannot hear him, I will definitely bring him closer to the microphone of the system. So we are making all efforts and doing everything possible to make sure that we communicate with the people of Liberia and to make sure that you get the news wherever you are. We know that it's rather late in Liberia right now, It is roughly about 12:14. It's the next day in Liberia. And in this country, the United States, where I am, it is 7:15, and people are beginning to, uh, prepare for Thanksgiving. We'll be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow. It's a tradition in the United States where people um, just cook and eat and gather and celebrate with family. From my end, I have many of my family members are all.
I think Mr. Tube is using two devices, so he needs
Yes,
to either drop the call then and use and just be on the
I,
show.
I
That's
just, I
what we
just,
said.
I did. Thank you very much, Mr. Winston. We are, I have my family members from the Georgia area, which is, I think it took them about what they said, 13 hours to drive up here, and they are here with us in um, the New Jersey area, and we're just preparing. They're out in the other room, so I'm in my home office, just making sure that the show goes on. So I want to say happy Thanksgiving to many of the people that are residing in the United States. I hope many of you have a blessed and pleasant Thanksgiving. I also want to tell Mr. Cooper, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Rwanda. It's always uh, pleasing,
Yeah.
pleasant, pleasing time to have you here. Um, I want to just say a few things that Mr. Tobis said, and then I'll let you come in, Mr. Cooper. We did wake up to sad news, and this is what makes CMC again different from other political party. We know that the SG of Bombing County, sadly, I don't have his picture, but his picture was put in our chat rooms today. I would want to extend our sincere sympathy to the family of the FG of Bombing County. We pray that they find peace and comfort in his memory. Um, from what I'm told, and I didn't know him personally, but I heard a lot of good things that he was a promising young man in terms of excelling in his career and speaking about Liberia. And of course, he went to JFK. He was in JFK, and where we heard the news of his passing. So again, I want to say Namaya to the family, and we hope that you find comfort. Um, Mr. Toby also spoke about the inclusion of Mr. Jacob Jala. I know a lot of people have so many things to say, but I want to say that we are a big party. You know, we are very inclusive. We take people that can offer the expertise. One of the questions that many of us ask is, "What are you able to contribute to CMC?" And we would like for people to come to CMC in whatever ways that you can contribute to us. You might be the one who's good with communicating with other people, recruiting people to the party. So, and we will gladly accept you. You might be the one who's doing research and statistics as well as recruiting, and we'll accept you too. And we'll understand that Mr. Jacob Jada will be in charge of research and policy, which is an important role when running a political party. Liberia lags behind in research policies. Sometimes we just make decisions based on what the eyeball sees, or based on our history, or based on what we are used to doing. Now the world is being directed and led by research. A lot of times it's evidence based or anecdotal research, okay, or quantitative or qualitative studies that have been done. So I'm happy that Mr. Jacob Jada will be able to contribute to using research to guide our policies. I see political parties now referring people to go to their website to make payments and what have you. I like to proudly say that CMC started that trend. Okay, we are using research to find out our membership. Our membership is growing, and that's how I know we are the fastest growing political party, because I know I can just pick my phone up and see how many members that are in the party right now. I can call someone who's basically responsible for just tallying up the numbers of people in the different parts of the world. That is something that we have not done very well in Liberia, All we know is this person voted, or that person voted, this person is in this political party, but we don't have hardcore data to absolutely show that. And so we started the roadmap, and I see other political parties are picking up on the roadmap. And also, this is why someone like Mr. Jala will contribute to, and we are open to accepting mostly or almost all, as long as you're coming in with making your contribution to the party. Um, I like to just, I think I will stop now, and then just turn it over to you. What are your thoughts, Mr. Cooper?
Sorry, I was muted. I didn't know I was muted. Thank you. So that let me first start by extending our deepest condolences to the family of one of the fallen soldiers of the CMC. I think it is our responsibility to identify all of our members. That's what we do. This is why the CMC is a different political party, because we have database system. We are more like a family, connected one way or other. Whenever something happened to one person, we all get informed about it and try to identify with that person. And again, there's something before I go to Mr. Jacob Jala. There's just something that you point out. I think CMC political party that came to establishment a few months back. We have now become the pioneer of political knowledge, political strategies within Liberia, because we were the first group of political party that introduced the website system where you just go there, you get basic information about a party. You global chair, you can just sit in America and just get the numbers of CMC within East Africa, or the number of CMC within Nigeria, or other part of the African continent. So this was a very brilliant idea, and this alone shows to the Liberian people that we are ready, and we are not just coming to the political space in Liberia, but we also coming with ideas. We coming with ideas that's going to help to improve the living conditions of our people. The journey of Mr. Jacob Jala today on CMC, to work as director of research policy, I think this is another boost for the CMC. The first and foremost thing I want to say to the public there is that we all have the right to associate and to disassociate. And it is about seeing what is good for the Liberian people. If I am with a political party, or if I am joining a political party, I think I will be considering what is good for the Liberian people, like Mr. Jacob Jala have done already, considering what is good for the Liberian people, what party he thinks is going to deliver the Liberian people come 2029. This is why he made the bold step. He made a bold step, to join a political party, to see how we all can work around together to move our country forward. And again, that comes to being a director of a research policy of the political party. I think our political environment in Liberia needs people who can research, who understand how different ballot politics work across the African continent as well as Western countries. Because we need to bring new things to our democracy. We don't want to have a democracy, a time where when we are going to election, our election will not be issue-based election, that what we have been watching in our Liberian politics over the period. This other president is from this region, don't vote for them. This other president is from the region, or this other president associated with this other president. But we cannot really look at what the president has to offer to our national development agenda. This is why the PL posted on an official social media page today. I just want to end about this. He wrote an open communication to members of the House of Representatives, asking them that we are going to 3 years now. We have served our people for 3 years now. We have not been able to make laws. Every time we come and sit here, the Liberian people spend money on us, 363 million United States dollar. They're spending on us. At the end of the day, we are not legislating. We're not making law in the interest of our Liberian people. So if we can have president of the Republic of Liberia, somebody who came to power based on issues, politics, and based on research, and somebody who have researched the other political environment and understand what is needed in a political environment to improve the other African countries, you'll see that some of these things will change. You'll see that the three branches of government will be separate, and they will understand their function. Nobody will interfere with the executive branch will not interfere with decision of the legislature, and the legislature will not interfere with the decision of the judicial branch of government. So at the end of the day, you see that there will be balance of power. Everyone will be given the responsibility. But the only reason why you see some of these things happening now in our country is because political party came to permanence and they have the opportunity to serve the Liberian people without proper research, knowing what the people need and what national development to be done for our people. So I think it's a sad time for Liberia. But CMC is going to make the difference this time around. This is why we are introducing a lot of different things. We have the database system. From the database system, now we're bringing political research or somebody who is going to be researching politically to understand the Liberian people problem, to understand what new thing can be introduced within our democracy to make it beautiful and to give the Liberian people the kind of life they deserve. So I just want to stop here, and I'll come in later on this.
Yes, I'd like to take this time also to welcome Dr. V. As I tell Mr. Cooper, thank you for his contribution to this subject. I don't know, Mr. Cooper, if you met Dr. V, but Dr. V is also a new member, one of our newest doctors, and one of our newest members of CMC. So I want to just welcome you. We're just basically just talking about some of the trending issues that happen. The news that woke up to this morning with the SG of Bummy County passing on and sympathizing with his family. It's amazing you said that, and then before I get to you, Mr. Yan, before you come in, Dr. V, is that I was working and kept on getting texts from different members of my chapter. I'm in the Philadelphia, Delaware region, and they were so concerned. One particular member who is from Bummy County asked me to put him in direct contact with the chairperson of the chairperson of the political party, because I felt like I was in the middle, just cross-cutting with messages. But he was very concerned. He wanted to know, how can he make sure that he communicates his sympathy to the family. And keep in mind that these people never met, we're miles away, but it's the concern. And this is what makes CMC different. This is what makes us wanting to partner with our brothers and sisters, friends back home. This is what makes us different. We have not forgotten our country. We have not forgotten Liberia. We have not forgotten that some of us neighbor streets are buried in Liberia. A lot of people sometimes they come to developed countries, and they struggle because they sometimes say, "Oh, Liberia is not up to par. Why should I go back and waste my time? With a country, I want to be in a progressive state. I want to move forward." Yes, it is a desire of all of us, but we still have something that is in Liberia. We still have family and friends. That is, Liberia is what made some of us today. I'm sure I have friends that can say the same thing too, but there's something about the CMC members, when I talk to many of them, that keeps them going because of Liberia. So, Dr. V, I want to again welcome you, and please add your contribution to the sympathy issue and also to the inclusion of Mr. Jacob Jala and whatever else you like to talk about that is going on with you and as relate to the context of Liberia. Thank you.
Yes, I want to say a good evening to you, Dr. Richard Singh, Mr. Cooper, and Mr. Tobe. Good evening to you all, and to all of our listeners. I want to say good evening to you all from my end. I know it's 7 o'clock, almost 7:30 from my end here, and I want to say Thanksgiving to all of our listeners in the U.S. and to you, Dr. Richard Singh. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And my sympathy goes to the bereaved family as well. Like every one of you have said. I want to say all of us are in prayer with you, and take heart. God knows that things like this happens. We're in prayer with you. And also, I want to welcome Mr. Jacob Jala. I don't know him that much. I've never really followed him that much. But I think coming on board today, it shook the whole country. And the whole country was talking. I've been talking about it. And it got me making a little bit of research on him. And I want to, welcome him on board. And it is just the beginning. From now to 2026, 2027, 2028, you will see a lot of crossover to CMC. You will see a lot of people coming over, especially 2027. Just take this. For me, you will see a lot of senators and representatives crossing over to CMC. I can feel it. I can see it, because what the CMC is doing is different from every other politicians in the country. And the CMC is catching eyes, and people are just waiting. It's just a matter of time. Let us continue to do what we are doing. A lot of people are on their way. CMC is the hope for the people. I just want to set this example for what is happening in Burkina, Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah, in Guinea-Bissau, the people losing hope in Guinea-Bissau. That's why the country there is not stable. So when you see the people losing hope and no alternative for the people, you will see such thing happening all of the time. Yes, hold on.
All right, so Mr. Toby, I think he's Dadayan is busy,
yeah,
so we.
Yeah, sorry, I got interrupted by my kid. Yeah, so CMC in Liberia is the alternative right now. Our people will not lose hope like what is happening in other countries. Our people have been given hope by the CMC that there is a light after the tunnel. Whatever we are going through now, just go through it and focus. The right time will come, and the right time is 2029. The right time is right around the corner. Just keep it focused and get ready for the change that you are looking for. The change is right here. You are looking at the change. Just get on board, get ready, and get on board. Let's push this agenda forward for the betterment of our country. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Dad. And again, I had to switch network. I hope I'm much better now on this network, all because of what we intend to do. But it's a very interesting time in Africa, like where Dad stopped. But let's get moving now and talking a lot more about other activities in the country. That I know you've been following the news in the country. It's getting very interesting by the day because there are too many things going on nationally that we all need to keep talking about. I want us to draw our attention a little bit more, and I will engage your view on this particular subject matter because the access recovery today made a request through the court system here in Liberia, specifically on the Cloudware Foundation. The foundation built and owned by the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. That foundation was built through a company called BMC. The Access Recovery Team in Liberia is asking the company to provide them all of the details relating to the contract, of that foundation built by the former First Lady. The $1 million question that Liberians are talking about now is that if the Access Recovery, for example, can muster the coverage to come and ask for proper documentation for the facility built by the former First Lady, what become of the project in Foya, Lofa County, that is yet to be identified as to the ownership and where the monies from that facility were raised to build, the facility in Foya. Again, we've been talking about it. A lot of Liberians have raised the question, but let me start with you, Winston. I know you followed that development today. It is trending in the media in Liberia. What is your take as it relates to the concern and the operation of the assets recovery? They are opting to find out where the money came from for the construction of that project, but we are not concerned about what is being built in Foya, Luford County. Is that a fair way to move about in the system of assets recovery in our country? Winston, let me hear your take on it.
Okay, fair enough, Mr. Tove. Thank you. So I would love to start by saying this. Institution built by government in Liberia should not be used or should not be weaponized, against a specific political party within Liberia. I think it's much more fair enough and open to everyone, and to see that the asset recovery go after assets that is belong to or that are belong to the Liberian people to regain it. But then this is what I want to say to this topic tonight. What we have seen so far from the asset recovery thing, especially what we saw today on the social media, I think the asset recovery has more work to do that they are not focusing on, especially on this regime, but instead they just think about going after, political parties or going after former regime and all of that. Like we have said on this show so many times, Mr. Tobe, there's a project within Lofa County, 10 million United States dollars of the Liberian people taxpayer money that was being used in that place. At the end of the day, there are a whole lot of story around it. As a recovery, want to work in the interest of the Liberian people. We're all fairness and equality across the table. I think asset recovery should be mostly concentrating on the project within Lofa County to be investigated and be seized to be returned to the Liberian people, because the office of the president of the Republic of Liberia, they have said consistently that they are not aware of this project. And this project is being erected with the Liberian people money. So I think we will be clapping more, or we will be more happy with the asset recovery thing if they can go to Lofa County and make sure to recover that project and turn it over to the Liberian people. That a huge sum of money that is being invested there, that is being confiscated and being used in Lofa County for presidential, resting or whatsoever you classify it, that money can come back to the Liberian people and help improve the system within Liberia in terms of, improving the educational system, improving the healthcare system in Liberia, and making sure that our people in Liberia can get access to good roads connectivity like the CMC is doing. So for me, I will not speak directly to this, but I think the asset recovery needs to understand that we live in a country with rule of law. So as such, nobody is discouraging them from going after property that they want to regain. But I think they should do it with equality and fairness, and that there be clear stand for their decision to go after property. We don't want to see what have happened in the past where asset recovery go after people property. At the end of the day, most of the cases that they talk to court, they are called the lost cases. What we saw here today, I saw a communication, a read from from Criminal Code A requesting that the constructor or the contractor for the projects, which is the
Yeah,
BMC.
BMC.
Should provide financial contractual record to validate that this contract, Cloud Real Foundation projects was honored, their care, and the money was not the Liberian people taxpayer money and all of that. But I just want to end up on this, Mr. Tobe. I think, like I said earlier on, government institutions should not be weaponized against its people. The essence of establishing government institution is to regulate policy that safeguard the society we live in and that safeguard the living condition of the people. This foundation, while it is true that people want to politicize it, but since the establishment of this foundation has been impacting lives of many of our young women in Liberia. As a matter of fact, Liberia is one of the countries within Africa that, women do not really have the opportunity. They do not really have the opportunity to explore educationally, to have the ability, specializing in computer software or hardware and all of that. And this institution is providing those different services. So I think to politicize or to weaponize government institution to go after this foundation that is helping to improve the lives of our sisters in Liberia. It's not called for. Let the asset recovery first tell us the 10,000, the 10 million United States dollar project that is in Lofa County, who owns it. If there is no owner for it, let the project be given to the Liberian people. So this is where I want to stop on this.
Thank you. Thank you, Winston, for having your say. Let me come to you, Dad, because I know this is a very sensitive issue because the Clara Hope Foundation, as it is called, is not in service. It is providing life opportunity for disadvantaged young Liberian kids. But what is being reported comes from the backdrop that the former President Weah and his wife had a lot of international travel. During those travel, it is being reported that the former president had the opportunity to engage other leaders and other individuals across his travel for support towards the building of the Clark Weah Foundation or the Hope Foundation, the City of Hope Foundation that is now catering to young children. Now the assets recovery is asking the contractor, the BMC that were being hired to do that construction, to provide them documentation as to the contractor agreement, everything that was done in constructing uh, the the City of Hope on the Marshall Highway. The question Liberians are asking that I want you to maybe give me your take reading the story is whether the City of Hope is a government project or it is an initiative or a personal project of the First Lady. I know you heard a lot about it, you've been reading about it, but how did you see the news and how have you been reading between the lines about the project and the initiative today that were being announced by the court through the assets recovery? What is your take?
Well, first of all, I want to just say that the mission of the City of Hope, which is to work with at risk young people, is welcoming for a country that is maybe 70 to 80% young people, but we have some challenges in the way that we have been offering services such as education uh, to our younger population, growing as early childhood. So I want to just, say that I welcome such services by anyone who's trying to improve the lives of Liberians, young Liberians. That is something that I think our country need. The second thing I like to say is that I heard Madam Weir, Claudia, a couple of times, and she said that she was very pleased to say that she has a husband who knows a lot of people and is connected to a lot of people. So whenever he went out there, he brought in money for her foundation. I heard that. I heard her speak that very loud and clearly. So I want to say until the Liberian government uh, can clearly prove that this was not happening, then I want to keep to thinking that Mr. Weah brought in uh, donations for his wife to build the City of Hope. After
Mhm.
all, that is what a good husband and a husband of such status, celebrity status, he was president of Liberia, would do. He has a lot of contact, as she told us, and he brought in the donation, which she was able to utilize for building the City of Hope. And we also know, there's no money in our budget. I think she was one of the first few ladies that, even I think we had this argument before, not on this particular show, that she's one of the first few first lady that had money in the budget, the Liberian budget, because historically there has not been any money in the budget for first ladies.
Mhm.
The third thing I like to say is that the asset recovery, we know that they were after Gracious Ride. They've been in the court system with Gracious Ride. We know that they're still collecting documents to prove how the property that Madam Finda Bonda owns is related to funding, funding that she stole. We are all looking forward to this story unfold. Okay, but like Mr. Cooper said, there's so many other areas, and it's almost like I want the asset recovery to walk and chew gum at the same time. They are neglecting the things that are glaring in our faces, such as the Foya district building. That is $10 million uh, cost, that has a value, a $10 million value. The asset recovery, or either who is supposed to audit this government, is not going that far. They are going after people, and to me, making it seem like this government is on a witch hunt. I see it very similar to what they did when we made a proposal to build a bridge. They went after us and asked us for all these different documentations. They are going after BMC to one, which is their right, okay, to go after this company to ask for further documentation. But at the same time, nobody can tell us that how is $10 million being spent in FOIA. Nobody can tell us. Our political leader has also often called for the audits of the legislature. you know we find that the asset recovery is not even going after the legislators, not only the current ones, but the ones in the past who perhaps could have been responsible for spending the Liberian people money in reckless ways. Okay, nobody's going. We don't see the asset recovery going after them. So I'm looking forward to hear how this story is going to unfold. If Miss Madam Claire Weir got her money as she told us from donations from her husband, okay, to build the city of hope, is well within her husband's right to get that donation. If she used the Liberian people money illegally, okay, and they can provide documentation and evidence to say Miss Weir used the money illegally, then we'll look and see how the evidence pan out. But I urge and want to encourage the asset recovery to please give us some clear comments about what is going on in FOIA and what is going on with the auditing of other legislators that are in the House that have taken money from the Liberian people. That's how I want to end. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you for making those salient comments. Let us bring in Dr. Vulule. That I know is a very interesting story to have Criminal Code A, where His Honor Roosevelt Whaley said to order the BMC to produce document in the Clark Hope Foundation construction probe. The subpoena the management of the Building Material Center, BMC for short, to appear and produce detailed financial and contractual record related to the construction of the Cloud Hope Foundation, a high-profile project now under scrutiny. You think they are proceeding in the right direction? Is that the way to proceed in all of the workings of the assets recovery? The other issue under the November term of court and signed by the clerk Gabriel J. Smith stemmed from a petition filed by the Assets and Property Retrieval Task Force chaired by Councillor Edwin Clark Mountain. The task force says is seeking access to a wide range of documents believed to be in the BMC possession. So they are asking the BMC to provide them documentation as to how the construction work took place under their watch with the Cla We Are Hope, Foundation. What is the reading in all of this, Dr. Vulule?
Well, thank you, Mr. Toby, for that. I don't know, is it appropriate to go after the construction company or to go after the owner of the property? That's where now my mind kind of running around, right now. Like, is it appropriate to go after the construction company to provide documentation, or ask Madam Claria to provide the documentation herself? So this government strategies, the government have failed the Liberian people. They don't have tangible plan for the Liberian people. So they will do everything to prove to the ordinary Liberian that, they are working, they want to retrieve assets because they came they came to power with the saying that, the George Weah led government was corrupt. So they're trying to make sure that they prove that point. But since the inceptions of the asset recovery department, they are not, substantiate any cases that we can lay hand on to say that yes, this is what they are doing. This is tangible, nothing tangible. Like Dr. Richardson said that there are a lot of lawmakers in the house, like the redeemed speaker, under the redeemed speaker. There are a lot of lawmakers salaries or padan that was taken away, and honorability always talk about that, and assets recovery not asking none of those questions. And Speaker Kun erecting a property, a wild, big property out there that asset recovery not raising no concerns about that. Like the FOIA presidential villa that is in question right now. If asset recovery really mean business, these are some of the first things they're going to go after to prove to the Liberian people that yes, we're starting with our own, we can go after anybody. So they turn their back on the people. It's like they're not accountable to the Liberian people. This government not accountable to the Liberian people. The Liberian people have raised serious concern about the presidential visas in FOIA, and nobody saying anything about it. So it's like they keep it mute on the so for them to really forgo that concern of the Liberian people about the presidential visa in FOIA. They will make sure that they run behind former government officials, especially President Weah and his family, to prove a point. I think that's what's happening. But my question here is it appropriate for them to go after the construction company, or is it right route to go, or to go after Madam Claria has provided those documents? So that's where my confusion is.
Okay, so since you're a little bit not certain based on what you've been hearing, but this is what Madam Claria wrote following the news, and I'll come to you that to see what you make of what Madam Weah have written on her Facebook handle. The former First Lady have said she's the CEO of the Cloud Hope Foundation, and that is not of any secret. She's saying here, I'm asking anyone who has issue with what we are doing here, you can come over and find out from me. So she's studying the assets recovery. There's no need to go to BMC. Mm-hmm. Come to me and ask me about what we are doing here at the Cloud Hope Foundation. She went on to say, my heart is clear. There is not 1 cent of personal gain in what I do here at Cloud Hope Foundation. She went on to reference and say, even the finance minister knows, and she was referring to the former finance minister I'm showed in this readout, because she referenced the Senator McGill knows as well, and my husband knows. Every resource we use here came from international sources. Do you want to take a war for fight? You think she's speaking reality? Now she's challenging those who are concerned that she is available. They need to come to her instead of going to the company. That is to pick up from where Dr. Vlude stopped. What do you make of what she's not saying, that the resources used for the center came from international sources?
Yes, I want to believe what she said, that the sources came from international donations because of the role in which her husband played. He was a celebrity. He had a lot of friends around the world. I want to believe that. And it's unfortunate that, they are going after Claire Foundation, a foundation that provides uh, education necessity for at-risk children. I've seen some beautiful pictures of what she's doing there. So it's unfortunate that this is happening in this government. Um, I'm gonna wait and see how it unfolds. I look forward to seeing the evidence. Okay, that they want BMC to provide. But yes, I am actually wondering, as Dr. V is wondering, and as she is wondering, why aren't they coming to me? Why are they not asking me for documentation? Why do they have to go to the construction company as opposed to coming to me? She says she's clear. She can give them all of the information that they need. She's making herself available, but they are not going to her. And she also provided that she has people, she mentioned McGill and Twe, who can substantiate their documents. So I believe the Liberian people can wait, and I believe that if asset recovery can also show us the documents as things unfold, it would be good for our country. It would be good for us to see how people are getting included in these investigations that they're doing. Do they have probable cause, to carry on this investigation? What made them do that? I don't think we have any of those things. Do we have? Usually, when you go to arrest or investigate something, you must have a hypothesis. You must have a cause, a reason to go there. And we didn't see the reason for them asking for BMC to provide them with these documentations. I have not seen the reason for them going after the foundation. So I want to see the reason. And Miss Claire, I want to see the reason as well. It looks like we lost Mr. Tobin. Uh,
Yeah.
so, so yes. So I want him to make herself available. So let him go and ask her some questions as well. So yeah, Mr. Cooper, let me hear what you have to say, and then we'll go to Mr. Fuller, what he has to say as well.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. So one thing I want to say is that I think I just want to support again my statement that I said earlier on, that government institutions should not be weaponized against people. I think the asset recovery is strategically positioned to keep the Liberian people off balance. Who can remember the last time when the president took time out of the country, when the president was returning to the country without telling the people of Liberia what he brought to the country after he toured? At the end of the day, the asset recovery came out with something again that took over the country, and people forgot about this whole president return, president spending time out of the country without bringing anything. And you listen to the CSA boss, Josiah Joket. Josiah Joket stated that there is no civil servant in Liberia that is making less than 150 United States dollar. It was a very big mistake, and I think again the asset recovery was also being used to cover that up, to make sure that the government can have some balance in that saying. But this thing that the asset recovery is doing, it's not really making sense to me, because the person who owns the property, the person who owns the foundation, the person is saying I'm available. Come to me, asset recovery, come to me, ask me all of the questions that you need to ask me what you want to know, what document can I provide you. And then you don't want to go to the person who owns the property, who want to provide you the document, but instead you're going after the contractor. You see it? So, like I said, it's the asset recovery is strategically positioned in a way that whenever government officials, whenever they have error, whenever they cannot present something sustainable to the Liberian people, they will use the asset recovery to cover off for them. So this is a bad thing. I think the asset recovery was set up to be able to recover assets for the Liberian people. And again, that's just to close up on this. I think what the asset recovery, the whole asset recovery, what they are thinking is that maybe when it's talking about asset recovery, it's just about recovering assets from former government officials. But it's not the case. You are recovering assets, and the law provides that illegal enrichment is a crime under the law. If somebody get rich overnight, where they cannot provide a foundation of their riches, it's traceable. You gotta make sure that the person provide what make them rich, why the guests came about getting rich, and all of that. You've seen people in Liberia, people in government today, they never obtain the wealth they are using today, and the buildings they are putting around structure all over. But some of them did not even do it when they were lawmaker. But when they had the opportunity, to be the first among equal, you see now that they are buying properties, they are building all around. What the asset recovery doing? How the asset recovery is involving themselves into this to question the credibility or to question the sources of those people investment. They are not doing it. The only time you can see asset recovery active, when the president goes out of the country, when he's coming back, the asset recovery is used to cover all. The president visit out of the country without bringing it in the country. When sometimes top government officials make statements that are not true in the public, they use the asset recovery to close it off. So I think the asset recovery should be independent, and they should work in the interest of the Liberian people, and they should not be weaponized against the very same people they represent. So I think this is a bad thing for our governance system. It's a sad day for the people of Liberia.
Yep.
That you are muted.
Yes, Mr. V, let's hear your thoughts. And I want to reiterate after you speak, Mr. V, about the laws that the executive order actually that brought in asset recovery into play. I'm also going to bring Mr. Toby back on the screen. Go ahead, Mr. Fuller, if there's anything else you'd like to add.
Yes, like the question that Mr. Toby posed there, do we believe Madam Claudia? Yes. At this particular point, I believe her until proven otherwise by the asset recovery team. Yes, because she's making herself available to present every little document that she have pertaining to that property. And I want to make this clear. We are not against asset recovery, recovering assets, but what we are against is being selective in the process. That's what we are against. The assets recovery, there are glaring assets out there that assets recovery need to go and be concerned about and ask questions about and request documentation about those property. Cooper Crowd daughter is get one of the biggest property right now in this government as government official. Assets recovery not asking questions about that. Like we said, the FOIA is one of the biggest in the country right now. You know what $10 million can do for Lofa County? You know what $10 million can do for Liberia? You know what $10 million can do for the common people this Christmas season? You know what $10 million can do? Macro loan, if you put out $10 million into macro loan for our marketers to credit and improve their businesses, you know what the $10 million can do? And assets recovery, not concerned about that, but they're concerned about things that they're not supposed to be concerned about, or they're concerned about things and they're not going about the right way to seek those documentation. Yes, I totally agree with Madam Clark. We are at this particular time until asset recovery can prove otherwise. That's what I can say for now.
Okay, so thank you, Dad. Thank you for hanging in while I went off, but I'm sure that the conversation is going very well. There's just one line that I want you to speak to, Dad, then we'll move on to something else while we talk more about our country. This is something that she wrote, and again, people profess to love Liberia and think Liberia, and they want to develop Liberia, but this is what Clara wrote. She said, I don't have to be born in Liberia to love Liberia.
Hmm.
If I had listened to everything people were saying, I would not have done this. And she went on to say, I lost my father at a young age. We had no one to lean on. I wanted to give people hope. There was a lot of noise, but but I closed my ears. Simply, her intent was to give people hope. I'm sure that is why they call the foundation the Clara Hope Foundation. She lost her father, and she did not listen to Liberians who professed to love Liberia. There were a lot of different conversation around, the establishment of the foundation, but she closed her ear to what all Liberians had, were saying about the construction of the Clara Hope Foundation. Today, they are coming after the foundation that she has built, maybe in reference to the loss of her father as a kid and wanting to give back to other young Liberians who also found themselves in similar situation. Giving back. Let's talk about love for country. If we were all giving back the way we see, for example, she intended or she decided to do, I'm not sure we'll be at this point looking for the source. But if the government that we consider as a government of the day, a serious government, will want to come after a property that is given back to her own people, how do we all see? Is this a form of witch hunt, or is the government just targeting people or coming after former government officials? Now they are coming after the former first lady. They're going after former finance minister. They're going after former chief of protocol. They're going after people in the most recent administration. In the eyes of the current government, there are people here who have amassed wealth onto themselves in the space of 2 years. But there's nothing being said about those individuals. All we hear in the most recent time on the assets recovery is either they're going after Mirabel, they're going after the former interim government, Amos Sawyer wife. They're coming after people who serve the past government. And there is nothing we are hearing about people who are in the current administration that are building condominium, like they said the former president built. Let me hear you on this, Dr. Richardson, and then we will switch to another subject and moving forward.
Well, yeah, it does feel like a witch hunt when you look at the nature of people that they are going after. They are going after, like you said, prior government officials, such as, Finabondo, former leader Sawyer's wife, and now we see today Claire Weir. And when the executive order 145 that established the 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 asset recovery and property retrieval task force, um, it specified that identify, trace, and recovered wrongfully acquired government assets. It didn't say previous government assets, previous government employee assets. It says government assets. And as Winston Cooper said, it could include this government or past governments. But the way they are doing this now, they are only looking at past governments. What about the current government? And as I asked before, it says recover wrongfully acquired. It is the burden is now on our government to tell us if they feel that Claudia's property was wrongfully acquired. Tell us, how was this property wrongfully acquired that you have to go to BMC as opposed to going asking your question directly or going to go seek information directly from Madam Claire. You're not doing that. You're not speaking to us to tell us how this property was wrongfully acquired. So yes, it does feel like a witch hunt. And again, I want to say that the Executive Order 145 that gave rise to the asset recovery, it's give them mandate that they have to identify, trace, and recover wrongfully acquired government assets, initiate criminal prosecutions and civil litigation against those who you believe to have wrongfully acquired government property, impose trial restrictions on suspects, collaborate with national and international agencies. And of course, the issue here is going after past and present governments. One thing you said, Claudia said, I do not have to be born in Liberia to love Liberia. Um, my father died at an early age, and I think just paraphrasing you a bit, you said giving rise to me developing, if I can give hope to the Liberian people. And it's what we at the CMC we are trying to do here. Okay, there's many ways that we as people can love Liberia. We are choosing one way is to become members of the CMC and influence the way how our politics are driven in our country. This is why we come almost every night and we speak about the ills in our society and we provide solution. One solution I stated tonight, somebody said, why are they not going directly to speak to Claudia? So, and I'm saying, if you felt that these property were wrongfully uh, uh, received or wrongfully gotten, why aren't you not telling us how was it wrongfully received? Okay, why are you not speaking to us about it? So we are giving solutions as well, and we as members on this panel here can love Liberia in different ways. We are choosing this. One of the ways that we're choosing, in addition to other ways that we are choosing, is to be here to discuss issues relating to Liberia and to be here to this to utilize the political party. But again, it feels like witch hunting to me. That's all I can say. It feels like witch hunting to me.
Winston, do you also see it as a witch hunt? Looking at the premise being proceeded by the government of the day, looking at all of the different situations happening in the country, those who have been, questioned since the asset recovery and property retrieval executive order came to being, are people of the most recent government. And, the names we've been hearing are people who work in the weird administration. Do you see this as a witch hunt as well?
Thank you, Mr. Tobe. So I think we don't need rocket scientists to tell us that this is a witch hunt. It's clear out there. Everybody can see. Even the old man who is selling her beta boy in Maryland, or someone who is all the way in Lofa County, knows that this is a witch hunt. Because if you first look at the executive order that established the asset recovery, is executive order 103 of 2018. If you look at the functionality or if you look at it, the generality of the establishment is to focus on retrieving assets that is believed to be public, that should be a government, or that was you that the Liberian people funds was used to bad, or maybe a projects that is believed to have been built by the Liberian people resources. Now, and not just that, but there should be a clear proof that the asset recovery should stand on to say this project was Liberian people money was used to build this project. So if the asset recovery is coming to say the foundation was the Liberian people money was used to build this foundation, and the person who owns the foundation, the person is saying that I am available, come to me. I believe that this project is not from the Liberian people taxpayer money. It was through our love it and through the connections, through the you know, the partnership we build around some of our international friends, help us to bring this some of these development back home. We could have using that money to maybe get property for ourselves. By the end of the day, we decided to invest this property, to invest this foundation, to invest in this foundation, to be able to improve the lives of our women in our country. Now, this person is available, Mr. Toby, but again, this is another tactic that is the asset recovery is using. The person who owns the property is available. The person is saying, "Come to me, I'll provide you all of the documents." The person complying with you. You know, the person is available. The person is not running away from any investigation. The person is not basic for you. The person is calling you, "Come to me," but you instead you're leaving the person going to, you know, contractor to get information from the contractor. So, Mr. Tobe, you don't need somebody to tell you this is a clear wish, and I think this is bad for the governance system. Like I said, I think the asset recovery should be mostly focused on projects that I believe to be erected by the Liberian people money, especially with what we are seeing, with people putting huge buildings down around with the Liberian people money. I think they should be going after these different projects to recover it and bring it back to the Liberian people to invest more in our system to improve the lives of our people. But this is another fiasco, something where at the end of the day, when we go to court again, you know, Mr. Tobe, just keep that at the back of your mind. 2 days from now, you'll not hear the story again. As a recovery, we'll forget it and we'll go to the next one. And when the president is returned to Liberia, I'm told that the president is not in Liberia right now. But if the president is returned to Liberia again, you see as a recovery bringing another story out that will be again another failure to what they have raised already. So this is bad. I think the institution should be mostly focused on something that they have evidence on, and there should be research based. I think this is why CMC we have included, you know, research strategy within our political system, because we want everything about us to be authentic, something that will have foundation, that the Liberian people can rely on, not just something you want to come out to gain public sentiment. So I think this is a clear wish on the Liberian people getting to understand that, you know, the asset recovery every time show eating something that will be on just to gain public sentiment. So this is bad for our country.
All right, so I'm sure we all had our say on the cloud we are and the assets recovery. Like we all have said, we are looking forward, to see how the government of the day will proceed, not just with the past administration. There's more to do. If the assets recovery means business, they need to go beyond just coming after people of the recent administration. There's a lot taking place in our country that the Liberians are concerned about. For example, in our eyes, the government of the day is yet to tell the Liberian people as to the ownership of the project in Foya that is assumed to be around 10 million. The government have given us no reason. They've said nothing genuine to the Liberian people. That project did not fall from cyberspace. It did not go to Foya from the sky. Liberians got no information about that project. The Ministry of Information have said nothing genuine to the Liberian people. The Minister of State in the President's office have said nothing to the Liberian people. The Ministry of Public Works also had no idea about the construction of that project. They say it's security in nature. Who's building that project is a concern to the Liberian people. Hope we can get some answer, from the government of the day as to how that project that is situated in Foya, Loford County, is being placed in that part of the country. We hear more about assets. That is also an assets that can be identified that belongs to the Liberian people. But let me switch your attention to where we started from with Mr. Jacob Jala, because there is this $1 million question as to why he have left the CDC and move on to the Citizens Movement for Change. I've known Jacob for a very long time. He's been around the Liberian politics for a very long time. I know he's been one of the guys who, before the Unity Party of Buakai, was a staunch advocate and supporter of the Unity Party under the Ellens administration. He's been a young man who the government of Liberia, through the past administration, may have empowered to learn a lot more about the governance of our country. His advocacy has been strong. So after his unveiling today by the CMC, the question has been flowing on the social media as to why he joined the CMC. But this is why he wrote a few minutes ago that I want all of us to listen, and then I can ask you your take as to why he chose the CMC and his broken ranks with the CDC. He said, I was not fully utilized by the CDC. Jacob Jala provide reason why he crossed to the CMC. He said, I voluntarily moved to the CDC, but after several months, I experienced a fundamental change of mind. I was not fully utilized by the CDC. So I decided to join the CMC where I can effectively take the debate to the Unity Party, which has failed in several policy areas. In Jacobs' mind, the CMC offered the best opportunity for progress, and we will be making the case of Mr. Stability and the CMC as the best option for the political and economic transformation of our country. Jacob Jala just said those few words on Spoon Network. For your information, he's going to be appearing tomorrow on one of the local radio stations in Liberia to justify his inclusion. But do you take his reason that Richardson as a genuine reason, not being utilized by the CDC, and he thinks he can get utilized within the CMC and to take the debate to the ruling party? What is your take on those comments from Mr. Jacob Jala, who's joined us as of tonight or today?
So I can definitely see Mr. Jala's reasoning or his reason for joining CMC. I got an opportunity to briefly listen to him on another station, and the reason why I say that because Liberia is very complex at this moment. We are a country that just at so many different developmental stages and also modernization stages. I could be in Liberia and live in a way that many people will not even know. I could be in Liberia and think I'm living in a first world country, but then walk right down the street and be back into a third world country, for lack of a better word. So many of us, the likes of Mr. Jala, continue to search for ways to bring improvement to our country, to bring change to our country, significant change to our country. And we are looking for ways to find the best party, which is the CMC, that will utilize, as he said, our contribution, our skills effectively. The political leader of CMC appears to be doing a great job in honing people's skills and bringing in a, inclusion, a group of people together, including a group of people together that comes from different walks of life. But the aim and objective is to develop Liberia. And also, the aim of and objective is for the people and by the people and of the people. We no longer want to have a have and a have not society. We no longer want to see a certain group of people like me who can go in Liberia and perhaps utilize money earned in other parts of the world to live in a first world country, but when I walk right down the street, I'm in a third world country. We don't want to have that anymore. We want for everyone to have the opportunity to be able to rise up, to be able to have the privilege to be able to rise up because we know the history of our country. We want progression oriented. That is what Mr. Bidita stands for, developmental oriented. He wants to work for the people. He wants to progress our country. And that's what Mr. Dala saw in the CMC that led him to gravitate to the CMC. It's unlike, I'm not saying that the CDC is not, does not provide these amenities to people, but not at the same level as the CMC, and not at the same rate, and not at the same desire as the CMC. So that I want to make very clear. He said that he was not fundamentally being used effectively, and that's something that we all have to listen to.
Well, a very salient point. So not being utilized, and just to reflect to you, let me come to you, Dr. Vule, because it was in May of this year that Mr. Jala made his commitment to join the CDC. So from May to where we are is just roughly 6 months of stay with the CDC. But now he said he wasn't utilized, and he think that coming over to the CMC will give him a perfect opportunity to have him work effectively and to utilize the skills and understanding. And he wants to take the debate to the Unity Party and to put forth the case of Mr. Ability and the CMC to the Liberian people. Do you see that as a fair statement, Dr. Vule?
Yes, it is a 110% fair statement from Mr. Jala. If you listen to Honorable Ability always said that if Liberia will be better, we have to tap into the brightest mind of our people. And that's what Mr. Jala saw in CMC. Mr. Jala saw that, he see that, how you call it, the CMC bringing in people, caliber of people with different diversity, coming on board with their authentic self to move this movement forward to the Liberian people. And Mr. Jada make a very good commitment. And the statement that I want to take on the ruling party. In the mind of Mr. Jada, I'm just in the mind of Mr. Jada making that statement, stating that among all the opposition parties right now, the CMC is tending to take on Unity Party one-on-one come 2029. You can see other political parties coming close to the Unity Party. And CMC is doing what it takes to even defeat the ruling party. So in order for his starting to show out there, he have to come and preach that message of the CMC, the developmental message, the inclusive message, the message of bringing the ordinary people and taking roads, taking schools to the villages, and stuff. That's the message that Mr. Jala saw, and he want to dive into that. He want to contribute to that. He feel that he get a lot to contribute to the movement. And I believe that Mr. Jala's statement is fair enough, and I think he make the right choice at this particular time. And this is the right time for all of us that out there that feel that you get that talent and it's being buried. Come on, you get space in the CMC.
Okay, so let me go to Winston, because I know this conversation is a trending one. For those of you who haven't followed Jacob Jala, people call him Bob Barnes, some call him Jacob Zuma, because of his robust, nature, and of course decision making. When you got the news today, and of course, reading what he has written as a response to why people are now questioning his transition from the CDC to the CMC, do you see what what he has written as a logical point of reasoning, stating not being utilized and wanting to take the debate to the ruling establishment, and of course to preach the bigoted message to the Liberian people? That seemed to be a very strong point of inclusion within our setting as members of the Citizens Movement for Change. What do you think of it, Wisdom? Wisdom,
Okay,
you are
thank you.
muted.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tobe. I didn't know I was muted. So, um, I want us to focus more on the positivity of his, decision today, because there are a lot of positive things in his decision, and I think people will disagree always, no matter the outcome of your decision, whether you choose to ask everyone, open a feedback box and say everybody should put in a feedback before you make your decision based on a feedback. You still make decision at the end of the day. People will still have things to say, but there are more positive things in his read up today, and there are a few things that I took away from there. The first thing is that you know there are more there are few other opposition political parties within Liberia. We appreciate all of them because we are all part of the opposition community. So we appreciate all of them. We appreciate the different activities they have been doing. But I think uh, it is incumbent on all Liberians who want to see this country being delivered, who want to see the country moving forward, to join a responsible, not just responsible political party, but a political party of the people, by the people. A political party that is willing not to just criticize government, but that is involved with national development. So the statement today he made was very clear. The CMC is the alternative political party right now to the Liberian people, because we do not have the state power, but CNC work as a political party, work in a position of a political party that is almost having a state power. Because most of our projects we are doing, they are state projects that are supposed to be done by government, project that taxpayer money is supposed to be going to, is project that we are doing. Telling the Liberian people that when we have the opportunity to serve you, we are not just going to use this position to gain public relevance or whatever. But we are going to use this position to have trickle down effect on you. So when you hear him saying today that the reason why he's making this decision to join the CMC, because he's not being used all the time with CMC, with CDC, I mean. Now, he want to come to a political party, and he decided to join a political party that is active, not just active, but is also working and making sure that government feet is on fire to work for her citizen. So, Mr. Tobet, tell me, who don't want to be in this kind of environment? An environment that your presence will feel felt, that your voice will be heard, that you're not just going to sit there just as a member of the environment, but you also going to make an impact. Everybody want that person to be fair. Everybody want to make impact. So if you want to make an impact as a Liberian, I think it is more responsible on your part to do the need for the what Mr. Jacob Jala did today. I think there are more positive things within it, and his turn over today was, or his journey of the political party today was, a very good decision, and something that align with the way in which we want to see our country going. Like we have said before on the show, and we will keep saying on our different social media handles, in our different chat room, you know, there are more people who are going to come on this party, because this party is central around professional people from different backgrounds, people who understand the Liberians people problem, people who are going to work in different sectors to improve the lives of Liberians in all other sectors within Liberia. So everyone can see it. They say when the Christmas will be good, you can know from the Eve. So everybody now from the Eve know that this Christmas is going to be better CMC is going to be the alternative comes 2029. And yeah, we just got to all join our hands together. We join the same bus to move our country forward. So I just want to welcome you on board. And while all we are seeing on social media, people will agree, people will disagree, but that we've seen more agreement on social media than disagreement. So it's a good thing for us.
Okay, thank you. We are slipping in with our time now. We got few minutes past our allotted time. So let me say thanks to all of you. I like the responses coming from our team tonight on all of the issues we've raised. There is one thing I want us to talk about before we close tonight and move on in our next preparation for tomorrow. That is preparing for Thanksgiving, family and team, and everyone sitting in the bike, waiting to share the pleasantry of Thanksgiving. But let's close up tonight and let's talk about drugs, which of course is becoming a very serious subject matter in our country. It affects our generation. It is becoming a societal issue. Every day in Liberia, there is a case of an arrest. There's been this allegation, claim and counterclaim, people trying to clear the name, people being dismissed from their offices because of their alleged involvement into drugs trafficking. We are receiving report that the drugs enforcement agency, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, known as the LDEA, they've said finally they've arrested 178 drugs dealers, and they forwarded them to court. 178, it's a very huge number. And they said in their report that the 178 drugs dealers and traffickers, and they also managed to seize 6 vehicles during the transaction, and the discovery of 2 illegal drugs dens during the recent anti-drugs operation. These figures and the rest seem to be alarming. And if you follow the social media in the last few days, there was this allegation of a gentleman who professed to be working in the office of the vice president of our country, who's gone to a police station in an attempt to advocate for the release of someone who were allegedly arrested with drugs. They they are apprehended for interference with the operation, and that took to the social media. The vice president came up with a statement disassociating himself from the alleged individual who has been picked up by the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. The issue of drugs and individual attached to drugs trafficking in our country is becoming alarming. Dr. Richardson, I want to come to you to have a take on this. We'll go around the table and we'll come back to close on our tonight's presentation. Let me start with you, Dr. Richardson.
Yes, thank you. You know, Toby, you're doing such a great job with moderating tonight. I'm really enjoying your questions. I mean, you probably this is your area, so I will not even go there. You're a communication specialist in Liberia. But let me just go to the subject at hand, the question that you asked us, which is for me to comment on the issues relating to drugs in Liberia. If you ask me, yes, 178 drug dealers being arrested and seizing 6 vehicles and what have you. It is alarming, but I believe that the government uh, is not doing well enough for our people. Um, Substance abuse continues to be a problem in our country. uh, the issue of people that we consider to be at risk, that we have a name for them, a negative connotation name, a Zogo, a
Mhm.
Zogi, it still isn't, we are not doing well for them. We are just putting them on the hush cash of our society, thinking that drugs will just go away if we don't pay attention to those who are already addicted. So I believe that we need to come out as a government, as a people, with a comprehensive substance abuse program and plan. And thank God, Dr. V, who's the specialist in addictive uh, disorders will come and will speak to that. But we are not doing enough. And most recently, I did see the tape trending on social media about the arrest of someone from the vice president's office. Um, it saddens me to see that, this person who went to intervene, he said, okay, on behalf of someone who was arrested. What I'm concerned about in terms of what saddens me is he had his work badge on. If
Mhm.
you go as a private citizen to go and sympathize with a family member or a friend of yours who was arrested for drugs, you need to take away all of those identifying information, because the optics of you going to go and look, go to LDA, we saw that. We saw you being manhandled by LDA with your badge on. The optics that the vice president is involved is concerning. All right. So I would have you may be telling us, you are just there trying to sympathize and support a friend of yours. Yes, that's all well and good. But in the future, for all of us who are involved in this politics, just know that when you work for the vice president's office, or when I'm the global chair of CMC, I'm no longer in my own capacity at all times. Okay. I have to be in the capacity of working for the vice president. And when you come in with identification, it makes it even more difficult. So I want to say to him, we wait to see how his court process goes, but I will encourage everyone to make sure that they take their work badge off when they go on to sympathize with other involving LDEA. And the vice president came out and made a statement, said that when he disassociates himself with anyone, including his family members who are involved in drugs. Uh, that was a good statement. That's what I have to say about that. That was good.
Okay, so that of Lula, let me come to you. I'm sure you understand the subject matter very well. You bring your expertise into this one because it is something that is now becoming a very serious societal issue. Like we discussed corruption, the issue of drugs in our country. In the past administration, when the issue of Kush were being discussed, it was said, "Oh, former President Weah and his administration, have brought in drugs," and it was a campaign message against the past administration. Surprisingly, we see more drugs being arrested in homes in huge quantity, and several arrests, huge, purported amount of monies, drugs being burned, individuals in top places being arrested. What are your takes? As you read between the lines and you've been following all of the conversation on drugs, how have you been, trying to digest those conversations and to include the recent arrest of an individual who's, worked in the office of the vice president of our country?
Yes, I listened to the individual that was arrested, from the vice president office. I listened to him keenly. But to go on us, to talk about him, let me say this: drugs, Liberia is vulnerable right now. Liberia is a vulnerable country for drug traffickers. In fact, the dealers will use, like, Liberia is a traffic point for drugs right now. In the next 4, 5, 6 years from now, if we're not careful, Liberia will be a drugs dance. The entire country will be a drugs dance. That's how vulnerable the country is. Look at a border patrol agent. A border patrol agent who is making $50, per month. Come in contact with a drugs dealer on the border, and that drugs dealer offer him $5,000. Think about it. I'm not thinking about, $50 coming from $5,000. That's almost 10-year salary he looking at there. So in order for us to fight drugs, it would take a lot of things to be put in place. For example, the salary issue got to be taken care of, and police, the police right now, they are doing, I would say they are doing well, but they are getting overwhelmed. They are getting overwhelmed because those things will continue to happen, and those drugs, you cannot fight it. Right now, you can't fight it because it's rampant. It's not just coming from Liberia. In fact, there is kuch. Kuch is a mixture of a lot of different things, and it being made, abandoned houses, So those things is just rampant right now. The salary issue is one of the things that we have to target. If we don't target those salary issues, especially those border patrol, those security sectors, if we don't target their salary issue, it will be a serious matter. And when you look at it from my research, government officials, in fact, those dealers are dealing with government officials that are pushing in the drugs into the economies, because when they get arrested, they will go through the Liberia have things called, oh, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Do you know who I'm connected with? Do you know, those things? They will make it look good in the media, but in the background, those things are just happening. And number two, you arresting drugs, the users, you putting them behind bars, you just overwhelming the prison system. You just overwhelming it. You're not creating a rehabilitation, for those people that you are arresting. You're putting in there. There is no treatment for them. At the end of the day, you put them out. They're coming back again to come and use. So there is nothing Liberia is doing to fight drugs. Arresting is one thing. Dealing with it and treating those people is another thing. We have to put in system, a concrete system that will fight those drugs. Like the young man that were arrested in the vice president office, the family member were arrested. Listen to him. He said either his cousin, his uncle, somebody connected to him, not immediate family, but somebody, some extended relative were arrested, with drugs. The same thing. Oh, do you know who I am? That's a mindset he carry over there, to see, because he working in the vice president office, so his uncle or his family member could get, released. At the end of the day, it didn't go the way he wanted it to go. Listening to him, I just analyzed it to be that way, because he went there specifically with that mindset of, do you know who I am? I'm from the vice president office. Release this person. I order you now to release a person. Even though he didn't say it, but that's how I analyze his thought to be.
Okay.
So these are some things that are going on in Liberia, and it got to be very serious.
Okay, Dad. Thank you. Thank you, Winston. Let me have your final say on this, then we'll wrap up.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tobe. So I think that gave a point on it, and that Toyan did the same. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. That Toyan.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. That Toyan.
Yeah.
Vule, right?
Yeah, Vulule.
Vulule.
Yeah.
Vulule. Okay. Thank you. That's good. So I think it's good to discuss about one of the challenging issues in Liberia right now, especially with the issue of drugs. And I think it will be an unfair thing to say that the law enforcers are not trying. They are doing their best, but their best is not enough. They are not being subsidized. There is no sophistication. Those things that is needed by them to use. Even in advanced countries like the United States of America, like Rwanda and other places, those things are still happening, but it's reduced, and there's a mean system in which those things are suppressed. And I just want to first start with this. Whenever we try to make these kind of analysis, people think that because we live in those different countries, we try to compare the system to Liberia. But Rwanda is a country is an African country like Liberia. In Rwanda, there's a system where the law enforcer, there's a name for them, but they're part of the police force anyway. I think intoxication something. They are standing on the road when they suspect you as a motorcyclist, and they believe that the way you are behaving is not normal. That's a instrument that they use. They bring it to you. They tell you to breathe on it.
Yeah, they call it
the breathalyzer.
The breath analyzer.
Okay, the breath analyzer. Okay, so when you breathe on it, it will tell them whether you taking alcohol. They're just doing it. They want to know whether the motorcyclists are taking alcohol to go and ride a motorbike.
Mhm.
You know, so these systems are created, and at the end of the day, it is being found out that you took in alcohol before going to ride it back, there will be a fine imposed and all of that. So people are kind of scared in a kind of environment. So those things can happen in Liberia, but the prerequisite of those things happening is, first thing, the government should be able to pay those people even if they cannot increase the salary, let the system be put to place that those people's salary can be regular. That there are a lot of borders within Liberia, illegal borders within Liberia. You have immigration officers there, and like what Dr. Yan Volula said, you know, those people, some of them make it less than 150, and drugs business is a lucrative business. Even the United States of America is suffering with it. It's a lucrative business. So at the end of the day, the bribery and all of that, because of our law enforcers are not being paid on time. Government is not regulating a system that will keep those people as a first class citizen in our country. So at the end of the day, they do anything it is to feed their family and all of that. So I believe that government should first and foremost make sure that law enforcement officers are treated like a first class citizen, and make them to believe that this is our own country and we have to protect it with our all, because
Yes.
it is our responsibility to do so. But you make them to feel vulnerable, you make them to feel that they are not even counted in a society. At the end of the day, where do we stand? Those things will keep happening. So the issue about drugs to further in Liberia, the government, it first have to start with the government, not the law enforcer. Because if the government cannot regulate system, or the government cannot put in place system that those people are treated fairly, that they will give their all to their country, we will keep having this kind of problem. It's a bad thing for us in our country. And this thing about drugs is a global issue. But this government, the reason why people mostly press on this government is because the government, they sanctify, they dignify, and the structure, they make it look that it was CDC, projects. The drugs issue was CDC projects, and which it was wrong. And I believe what we can commit to the Liberian people is that when we take power 2029, when CMC come to power 2029, what we're going to do is that to put in place 16 that our police, the LDA, will be treated as a first-class citizen. The more you treat them as a first-class citizen, the more they give their all to that country, the more they provide more service to that country. So that way, I just wanted to stop. But I think this is a global issue. It is something that the government of Liberia needs to be engaged with to make sure that those things can be eradicated from our country, so our generation can have good environment to live in, so our generation can be able to excel, to have future leaders being prepared to come and take over the country.
Winston, let me say thank you. I admire you so much. Every time you're on the show, always in your comments, there's something about the CMC that you reference at the end of the day. Whether it's on the subject introduced, you always end your statement about something with the CMC. And that is what we stand for. We talk more about the CMC, and you've managed to always find a space in your comments to talk something about the CMC at the end of every subject matter. It's been a wonderful time tonight. I'm sure time and time waits for no man. It's almost 7 minutes to 2 a.m. here in Liberia. It's time for us to leave you. Dad, I will come to you. So we got two Dad here. So Dr. Vlule, you will be the first to close up. In a minute, then I will come to Winston. Then Dr. Richardson will be the final person to close before we leave our listeners and followers tonight. So Dr. Vlule, let me come to you. Thanks for your input. It's been wonderful since you joined us. Your contribution, wonderful, and we hope you can continue to do this for our listeners and our audience here. But let's close up tonight. What will be your closing comments?
Yeah, first I want to say thanks to the panelists, to my fellow panelists here tonight, and also to all of our listeners who will not be here without you. Thank you. Thank you for always joining us, taking your time, using your data to always come on here and listen to us. And I want to say to my fellow Liberians, especially those in Liberia, I want to say the time is now. Let us wake up and see the reality before us, and the only alternative we have is the CMC. The CMC, we can come here and say all of those things, but you're seeing the reality on ground. We don't even have to say it. You're seeing the reality on ground. The CMC is doing more than just talking. We just come in here to just, make sure that the Bible says faith come by hearing. There are other people that are still sitting on the fence, and they are still judging themselves. The more we talk, the more they're going to hear it, and as times go by, they're going to make a decision. And like the topic we talk about, some of the things we talk about tonight, the Unity Party Assets Recovery Team, they're doing this, because recently the CMC been bashing them on their party headquarters fundraising things. So they're trying to, get our attention from that, because their days are coming closer. They put up that Claudia Hope, foundation stuff to come up, so that our attention can, we can take our attention from on them about their fundraising stuff, and talk about different things. But the line, we are here, we are consistent, and we're going to be consistent on them. The money that they are raising, that money could go to JFK for dialysis machine that the political leader always talk about. That money could go to JFK for MR machine, to save the people they came to rescue, to save life, instead of going to party headquarters. Party headquarters is not the saving ground for our people in Liberia. Our people are suffering, so they need to come and do what they promised the Liberian people. They need to do it, and that's why the CMC is here to always remind you, the ordinary Liberians, that those people came to, do something. You should not forget about them. They should not take your focus from on what you are expecting of them to do it, and let us focus on that. And CMC is there to do it. I want to say, Mr. Tobe, thank you so much for what you do, and to all the CMCers in Liberia. I want to say thanks to all of you out there, and those that are staying on the fence. I'm encouraging you all, join the movement. This is a movement. This is the liberator that we've been waiting for. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad. I'm sure we'll see you again tomorrow on our guests here talking. I know tomorrow Vic will be here, Massa will be here. Dad had to chip in tonight. I'm sure. I don't say thanks to the family. They kept you home today. You just came between the shows and you decided to stay with us, but you say that before you leave. Winston, I'll make up to you in your closing.
Thank you, Mr. Tobe. Tonight was so engaging, so educative. I think our people in Radio Land and those who are following up via our different social media handles, they listen to us, and the message of the CMC, the Citizen Movement for Change, is resonating with the Liberian people. This is why you see every day there are big news about the CMC, people crossing over. By the way, CMC have been the most talked about political party in the country, as a matter of fact, because every time you hear about CMC, big crossing over, big appointment, big program, big turn up the Liberian people. So this is a good move for us, and again, we are doing our best. We will do all we can to deliver the Liberian people. But tonight, I just want to have you take away on our conversation tonight. The first thing is the first conversation about the Mr. Jacob Jala. It was a good turnout for him to make the decision in the interest of our country. I think it is about time that we be responsible as citizens. We should not just sit there and criticize the government. While it is true that we are in opposition, we should not just sit there and criticize the government. The CMC stood out as an exceptional political party that is not just criticizing government, but we engage with national development. We believe that one who speaks equity must come with clean hands. So if we are speaking at the government, needs to do this and do that. We should be pointing to it. We say this is what we have done. The government need to do more. This is what we have made up, and this is what CMC. This is what we can do. That's why 2029, when we come to the presidency, we're going to do more than what we have done before. And again, I just want to say the government on the asset recovery aspect, I think there's a need for more improvement. And CMC as a research institution and as an institution that comes with different and new ideas in the political and in the governance system, where we introduce our website system, and this come around, political parties are going after us. That we are the pioneer of website introduction into the political arena in Liberia. And again, we're going to have more research. We're going to have people who can make more analysis, working with the asset recovery team to make sure that when they are doing their findings, that finding be authentic. It shouldn't be just time consuming, something where at the end of the day, there will be no bearing on the Liberian people. And to close up, I just want to say thanks to the Liberian people. I think what the Liberian people have shown so far is the need to change, to adapt to something new. The first thing people used to say when CMC was established is that we only know two political parties in Liberia. And it has been the culture of our Liberian democracy system. But this come around, I think people changing their mind now. The government is even more focused on CMC now than CDC and all the political parties. So this is a great thing for us. And thanks to the PL on Musa Hassan ability and the citizen movement for change, we have come to change the Liberian people condition, and we're going to work together to make sure that Liberia can be a better place for all Liberians, regardless of your political party, and regardless of your tribes, regardless of your religion, whatever you find yourself, that you will come back to your country and meet a better place under a better regime. Thank you.
I know tonight is one show that everyone on this panel would not want to leave, because in closing, Winston has taken almost 3 minutes and to go on talking. And apparently, you see tonight, he's not sleeping, he's not complaining, he want to go to bed, it's getting late. But Winston, it's good to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. That is your time, Thanksgiving, with all of the jollof rice, the fried chicken, the family indoor, and what have you. How are you going to share with us all of the goodies of the Thanksgiving?
I wish I could share it. I could put it on something. Hopefully in the coming years there'll be a drone that I could just package everything and just send it across the Atlantic Ocean. But hopefully vicariously, you guys, my family and my CMC family are here with me to strengthen me. But I want to just say that it was an awesome show, although we had a rocky start. Whatever system you're using, Mr. Smith, I think we should continue with that because we had you on consistently throughout. So we're praying that system, will continue to work for
I had
us
to
here.
change the network. I had to change the network from the previous one.
Oh wow, wow, wow! As you can see, so
Yeah.
and we just want to just thank our audience. Those who are listening to us and those who are viewing us by social media. Unfortunately, we couldn't call out your name and give you a shout out. But whether you agree with our views or disagree with our views, or whether you belong to a different party or not, want to welcome you to always come to listen to the political insights, where you hear news from Liberia, and also you hear news about the happenings and trending issues relating to CMC. So welcome all of you as you think critically about your country. That's what we want you to be doing. My sympathy also goes out to the SG of Bummy County, who we learned this morning of his passing. We want to tell his family, Namaya, we are very sorry, and the CMC agrees with you. Um, I want to just end by saying something Dr. Jan Volule started. He went a different way, but I want to tell you that faith without work is dead. There's been a lot of flowery speeches in our country, a lot of talk in our country. But here we come to tell you that the CMC is where you work. Okay. If you have faith that Liberia will change and it's going to grow, the CMC is where you can come and manifest your work. because faith without work is dead. So I'm going to end on that. Mr. Toby, tomorrow, let me just give you the lineup. Tomorrow is Thursday. Vicky, I'm sure, will be celebrating with her family because it's Thanksgiving in the country of United States. You in Liberia have already celebrated Thanksgiving, and we know that this program is internationally. Winston is also in Rwanda. They don't celebrate it. You guys are not celebrating Thanksgiving, so we expect you guys to be here tomorrow. Mr. Victor Namwe, if he's listening, I'm sure he's listening to us. I think by the time the show comes on, it's like 6:30. Most people will be done with eating, and they will be probably watching football games. So I hope to see him, or he will let us know if he's not going to be here. And Mr. Yan, I know that you'll be finished washing the dishes by then and finish helping your wife with the meals and family of the meals.
I would try. Yeah.
So you can pop in. Although I'm entertaining when I go out, I expect to see the teenagers and some family members. But it's a whole weekend long party that we are doing here. I will try to be in and out, and I'll be watching. But I want to say a lot of credit goes to you, Mr. Smith Toby, for just keeping us intact and moderating the show on point with all of our talking points here today. So thank you again for the show. It was a wonderful show.
All right. So again, let me say thanks to all of you for the time spent. It's been wonderful. Let us say thanks to our audience and those who are still monitoring us via the radio, like that, and Winston and Dr. Vulet have all said we'll be back here again on tomorrow. I'm hoping that we get all of our team members here after their Thanksgiving celebration with their family. They will have to come and share with us what exactly they've been sharing on Thanksgiving, even though we are not included in their celebration with their delicious meal and every other thing. But God is watching. One day we'll also be sharing Thanksgiving. Thank you, Dad, and thanks to everyone. Good night and good morning.
Tomorrow. I'm coming with some show and tell tomorrow. Some pictures as well.
Yeah, let's hope we can see you again tomorrow.
Do we have Ansu and Henry in the back to end the show?
I'm sure Dad will put the show from the end.
Yeah, I can do that from here. So I'm gonna just put on the national anthem. It's the way that we usually end the show. So I'm going to put that on. Should be coming on shortly.
CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together. Let's all together. It's a unity. It's a CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better Liberia. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values. CMC Global.